Thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk in front of this audience. The first thing is CDOT. CDOT had been working in the telecom area, in the R&D of telecom switching to start with, then forayed into the transmission areas and have been working on that particular aspect. Why did CDOT got into this IoT M2M? So what forced us to go into that? I'll take a step backward and just talk about what are smart cities. Smart cities, first and foremost, smart cities is not about IoT M2M. Smart cities is not about ICT also. Smart cities, as the MOUD, now erstwhile MOUD, now MOHUA charter through Smart City Mission says that it is an initiative to improve the lives of the humans or the citizens in the city. As Deepshika also pointed out, the livability index. That is perhaps the measurement or the index with which a smart city should be assessed with. Now, in order to provide a good life to a citizen, there has to be solutions which are catered towards the citizen so that a citizen has a role, an impactful role into deciding, as Manojit pointed out, what solution is going to help him the most. Now, it is not the citizen alone who is going to be benefited, because the citizens together form a city and form a nation. So the governing bodies, the municipalities, and the entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs are also citizens, because if we increase the revenue earning stream in an automated fashion, it helps both the recipients, those who are the consumers of these applications, and also the providers of this application. So coming back to the question, why CDOT forayed into this IoT M2M and smart city thing? Because we saw that the initiatives that are being done in IoT M2M and thereby the smart cities were very much siloed. So they were being done in pockets which were not going to help, by and large, the end user that much. And as a result, there has to be somebody who is not directly benefited by those applications, whose business goal is not to churn out application so that to mint money and then forget, but to create an ecosystem wherein the country's own talent, own developers, and the citizens get benefited by and large. And that is where we felt that there is a very, very urgent need to look for standardized practices and standardization. Now mind you, when we talk about standardization and standards towards smart city or IoT M2M for that matter, we were not talking about the standards prevailing in the business areas or the application areas. We talked about standards which can encompass all of them. So a wide variety of applications, what are the commonalities among all of them? Where we can put all those ingredients together and put that as a service function so that anybody, a small startup, can benefit from that. We should be able to develop applications which are innovative, because then that particular startup or the developer community will be focused towards the business use case and the business application, not focusing about the rest of the things. So from taking away from the platform, if you Google IoT platforms, you will find plenty of IoT platforms. I have seen around 20. Deep diving into it, perhaps there are more than that. There are 50 plus platforms, right, nowadays. But all those platforms are good platforms, perhaps, but they are not standardized. They do not touch upon the common aspects of all the applications together. It's not demeaning any platform, because they may be reasonably good in their own way, but we need something more than that. We need something which cuts across industries, which cuts across different cities, different use cases, and create an ecosystem wherein we can have sharing of data. We can have security, which is a mainstay of that particular platform. We should be having innovations rolling in. If we standardize on every aspect and say that, okay, it is a standard which puts a strict boundary for each and every technology, it is not going to work. So something, some kind of a standard which is bringing all of them together, at the same time flexible enough to allow the innovations to continue to happen. Because if you don't let innovations to continue, it will not be beneficial in the larger. Now coming back to your questions, why I said which way further. You have done a lot of hackathons. After hackathons, what? So unless these hackathons are very well oriented and targeted towards a very specific goal, where we are saying that this is the way to go, this is going to be benefiting the citizens, the developers and the municipalities, all of them together, it is not going to succeed. Otherwise they will all fall into the same trap of going around the circles of doing things in proprietary ways or bringing out solutions which do not see the light of the day. So we need a conscious effort to be put in before we actually embark into such journey of doing hackathons as to what actually is needed. Now we know the problem statement, right? What the citizens need, what the cities need. Now we want to break that down into a clear-cut answer and directive as to this is to be done in this direction. In this direction, there can be many solutions to that, but at least the direction is known, that we have to go this way. That's it.
So just on the lighter side, just before this session, so outside Ulrich was having a conversation with Manojit, and he was mentioning the timeline of his G20 thing, and Manojit said it's 2020 that you have to integrate this solution. He said no, it's 2019 June. So he was surprised. Said, how is it possible that you could integrate a solution in a smart city level in 6 months? I think that was a positive surprise which Manojit was expressing across the globe. And then he made only one comment or one phrase, which was that we are agile. So what is the point I'm trying to drive? That if you have to absorb innovation in a very agile manner, I think at one end, you have to be standardized. And I think you're doing a great service by providing the country this kind of a effort where standardization can enable absorption of innovation at a very faster pace. Because I think government today has a lot of expectation that the young people will do innovation. But if that innovation is not just for, like a short time span, but let's say having a longer shelf life, I think we need mechanisms which are standardized to absorb that innovation. I think that's the key takeaway. And that only what you said, the word ecosystem, would lead in creating an ecosystem. Right?
Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
In the same line, so what CDOT did, CDOT created a platform which is based on 1M2M, the global standard, which, however, interworks quite well with 5R as well. So at the same time, while developing this particular platform, we didn't venture into the application area that much, because we felt that our charter is to create an ecosystem of solution developers. So there are plenty of startups which are available in India who are actually bubbling with energy but have no money perhaps. So they need to be, hand-holded in order to develop applications, and so we are enabling them to come on board with a standardized platform so that we can create a large pool of talent who can create innovative application, and then they may get benefited out of it. Rather than us monetizing into this aspect, it is them who should create solution which can be consumed by the Indians. So in order to achieve that, we need to have a awareness building program as well, so that they can see that what there is in store for them and they get benefited out of it.